Good morning, everyone. The committee will come to order. We're here this morning to consider the President's budget request for the Department of the Interior for fiscal year 2018. This is the second of 3 budget hearings before our committee this year, following the Forest Service last week and the Department of Energy, which is coming up on Thursday. Secretary Zinke, welcome back to the committee for your first appearance since our bipartisan vote in favor of your confirmation on March 1st. It was nice to be able to give you the official tally this morning, make it officially official. I want to start by noting that you have taken on some tough tasks at the department, including some challenges that really have gone unaddressed for years. I think you're off to a good start, and I appreciate that. I've enjoyed working with you during the early months of your tenure as Secretary. I truly appreciated the opportunity to host you and some members here on the committee in Alaska a couple weeks ago. We had meetings in Anchorage. We were up on the North Slope looking at our considerable potential up there. We attended a Memorial Day ceremony at the Veterans Memorial at Byers Lake. It was just a very important, I think, a very productive time while you were in the state. Our hearing today actually coincides with a big milestone for Alaska. Today is the 40th anniversary of the first oil moving through our Trans-Alaska pipeline. It was on this day, back in 1977, that our 800-mile-long pipeline carried the first of what is now more than 17 billion barrels of oil south to Valdez. We had an opportunity while you were in Alaska to be at the start of the pipeline, mile zero, along with Senator Barrasso, Senator Daines of our committee, and a couple others. I believe that you saw why Alaskans say that TAPS is not just a pipeline, it is truly our economic lifeline. You wasted no time signing a secretarial order that will help us begin to refill that important asset. And your department's budget request includes a number of proposals that will continue to help Alaska get back on track. The administration has requested a total of $11.7 billion in discretionary appropriations for the Department of the Interior in FY18. Overall, that's a reduction of more than $1 billion from the current level, and it's in line with the administration's effort to shift funding to defense needs. Know that we're going to be reviewing all of the cuts that this budget proposes very, very carefully. I don't expect many of them to become a reality, especially those that target popular programs. But I will also say that the positives, in my view, outweigh the negatives. For every item that many of us will not be able to support, there is another one that we can. And I haven't been able to make that statement for quite a while now, so it's good to be able to say it. A good example is in the administration's decision to seek to end offshore revenue sharing for the Gulf Coast states, something that my colleague at the end of the row here is clearly engaged on. And like most Alaskans, I want to expand revenue sharing rather than end it. So frankly, I don't see that proposal going anywhere. But it's also clear that the administration understands that we need to strengthen our energy security, because I see proposals for both a new 5-year leasing program, which will hopefully restore access to Alaska's Arctic OCS, as well as a proposal to open the non-wilderness portion of ANWR to responsible production. I've been asked a couple times in recent weeks, why is now the right time to open up the 1002 area? So I want to take a moment to explain why I believe this is so important for us to act on. First of all, it is critical to understand that we're talking about a part of ANWR that Congress explicitly set aside for oil and gas exploration. In 1987, 30 years ago this year, the federal government recommended it be opened for that purpose. And today we're at a place where Alaska, where we have the highest unemployment rate in the country right now. We need more jobs. We have a dire state budget. We need more revenues. And with global oil discoveries falling, but global demand projected to increase, we know that the world is going to need more oil. So what will opening the 1002 area deliver? By developing just about one 10,000th of the refuge, just 2,000 surface acres, in an area roughly the size of South Carolina, we can create those new jobs. We can generate tens of billions of dollars of new revenues. We can bring energy online right when we need it to strengthen our security, strengthen our competitiveness, and this is something that most Alaskans, more than 70%, strongly support. I also appreciate the administration taking a deliberative and a constructive approach on a potential royalty for hard rock minerals. I'll be interested to see the results of the study that DOI is now conducting. But with our mineral security in a perilous state and our nation importing at least 50% of 50 different minerals, our first goal must be to do no harm, and that's exactly what I see here. The administration's proposal to extend PILT is another good sign. I would note, however, that PILT should be mandatory, and it should not be subject to an across-the-board cut, not unless the federal government is willing to divest some of its lands and allow local governments to find alternative means to recoup their lost property tax base. So again, while I don't agree with everything in this request, I think it's better than what we have seen in recent years. It does not rely on budget gimmicks. It asks us to look for areas where we can cut spending, which we will do. It focuses on taking care of the lands that the federal government already owns rather than continuing to buy more. And it will help Western states, particularly Alaska, to increase the responsible production of our natural resources. So again, Secretary Zinke, I thank you for being here. I thank you for the steps that you're taking to help restore Alaska's trust in the department. With that, Senator Cantwell, I turn to you for your opening remarks.
Thank you, Madam Chair.